And what do you know? It is that time again. It's time for Viewpoint. It's your 12 o'clock talk program right here in 102.7, 1300 AM. Happy to be with you. Happy to have you join me as well. If you're following the live stream special, good afternoon to you, and hopefully you can connect with someone and have them join us and be, brought up to speed with what's happening in our neck of the woods. It's one of the things that we do here on this program, and I'm happy to sit in between those persons who are making it happen and are involved in doing whatever to inform and educate our people. And at the same time, the option is yours, the choice is yours to grab hold of every opportunity of learning and taking everything to your advantage. Good afternoon once again, and thank you for joining us. Look who is here with me today. She has me excited. So let me say without any further ado, good afternoon to Ameera Groeneveldt.
Good afternoon.
Right?
Groeneveldt. Yes, don't hark up on the people like Mike Wendell.
Well, prepare some hot potatoes.
Wendell, always a pleasure. Good
What's up?
afternoon. Good afternoon to your viewers on live and TV Carib and listeners everywhere in the world. I am so happy to be here, and I'm excited also to be in the presence of you as well.
In the presence of me?
Yes.
I'm not all that important. Come
You
on.
are. You are the voice.
Yes, I get that.
Yeah.
And I must be thankful.
Exactly. So
As
pretty
well.
important, right?
Good to have you.
Yes.
And
good
I know
to-
you
yeah.
always have something up your sleeves whenever you find it necessary
Yes.
to
Yes.
come in and talk to me.
Yes.
So, you forewarned me that there's only one line that I need to know when it comes to this discussion.
Yes.
And I wonder if I should use it. Let me start with return to sender. What the heck is that? Return to sender.
Yes.
You have to connect that for my people,
Oh, I am excited. I said it like that because I didn't want it to be obvious. But when I say what the meaning is, you're gonna be like, oh, that's what it is.
That's what you're getting.
Yes.
Well, I already got a
Yeah,
peek into
behind the scene. You
Yeah.
got they don't know that yet.
Okay.
Okay, so return to sender.
Yeah.
Basically stating that if you receive a package that you do not want to receive from a certain person you don't want to receive it from, you will return it to sender.
Send it back.
Exactly. So what we are going to talk about is returning the package of you are not good enough. You are not worthy enough. You don't deserve to make that money. You don't deserve to be in the position that you are in. Who do you think you
Send
are?
it right back.
Send it
who
right
send
back.
it?
Thank you. Like they say, like I am rubber and you are glue,
Yeah.
and everything that bounces off of me sticks to you.
But they usually say the love of money is the root of all evil.
This is what they say, but they're wrong.
You don't believe in that.
I do not. What I
You
believe.
got to explain yourself, because people listening to you.
I know. And you have to give a pause because you want them to wait on bated breath. Anyway, so.
Return. Let's start
Yes.
here. Return to sender.
Return to
The
sender.
concept is
The concept is
not to accept.
what persons deliver to you, meaning telling you who you are, what you are worth, and what you are capable of. And this is not discriminative from age, race, gender. Send it back.
But at the same time, there's an obligation on your part to do your part. If you're going to send something back that was sent to you,
Yep.
you don't want to receive it, then you got to work your butt off to get what you're supposed to.
And the first step is believing that you are worthy enough.
Okay, I get you.
And that's where the whole work comes in.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, Wendell, what I think people misunderstand is that they have a lot more power than they think.
Or they don't realize it.
I think they misunderstand. Because keep in mind, it depends on who is telling you what you are worth. You know how they say, I think I misunderstand you? So you misunderstanding that when they tell you you are not worth it. You need to understand what they're saying is they believe they're not worth it, but they don't want to say that, so they point that finger at you.
Yeah. So how do you evaluate what you're worth?
Exactly. Step one is you have to ask yourself that question. Do I believe what this person is saying? Now, here's the thing, Wendell. This is what has messed us up sometimes. It depends on who is the sender.
Yeah, that is true too as well.
Because if it's a sender, as in a stranger on the road, I don't know you. Oh, you look ugly today, and but what if it's your mother? What if it's your wife? What if it's your husband? What if it's your child? And they say you look a little ugly to them. Like, what you was thinking of putting on that shirt? And that gonna sting. And would you be as strong enough to go return to sender then? No.
How do you handle that?
How do you handle that? You have to remember, no matter where that message coming from, who you are. And it starts with first diving deep into what do I believe, not them.
Yeah.
You know? So one of the things that I've experienced personally, which is one of the things that I believe a lot of people experience, is remember how we said in the beginning, I don't believe that the love of money is the root of all evil. I've personally experienced the lack of money is the root of all evil. Here's what I mean by that. When God granted me the gift to be a mother, that was amazing. I was at a time in my life where I was not sure if I should continue to live. At all. Like work, home, church, routine, bad relationship. This is all that life was meant to be. And then
that is what was meted out to you.
That was what was distributed to me with the package that was sent to me by the delivery method through people, through places,
yes,
and through things.
And situations.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I chose to believe it because it kept coming. So it must be true, right?
Oh my goodness.
Over and over again. Just in different forms and in different people. But it was the same message.
Yeah.
So I got pregnant. Amazing. And for 9 months I was in pain every day. Until I almost died giving birth to her.
Okay.
So I was like, girl, you saved mommy life because I had no life before this. And I thought this was it. But what I wasn't prepared for was the immense amount of depression and anxiety that came up if I didn't have $1 that day and my child said, Mommy, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I never thought that I would ever be in a situation where I would think, wow, what if I can't provide for my child? Like that never, you think, okay, you got a child, you got your stuff together, this is it. And then you catch yourself having to split bread because that was all that there was to eat. And then that day came where I could not provide and I was broke. And trust me, thoughts came through my mind like, I wonder how tight that security is in the bank, boy, because that teller don't look like she there long. Or when you're in the supermarket, when you're cashing out, you're like, man, that cashier looking to the left. If she looked to the right, might not see that $20 there. Kind of thing. Like, you just need 1 second. That's all. And I'm like, why are these thoughts coming to my mind? And it was because I had no money. My thoughts became evil.
Wow.
Desperate. To a point where your life didn't matter no more. Because it was like, me having no money means that I don't exist. And again, these were messages given. When you get the message like, if you don't have a job, then you're nothing. What are you doing? Sitting down doing nothing all day? It's not okay to just catch yourself for a moment and see where life takes you and try to focus. Nope, you're not worthy. If you come back after studying for so long, thinking you'll get a job, because I'm one of many stories, and then got told, you have a beautiful resume with amazing qualifications. We will get back to you. And not even the courtesy to email, call, message, nothing. So what was that 10 years for? That was invested in me, that all of these, so it causes you to really think like, I do have value, right? Because the messages that I'm getting is contrary to what was told to me in the beginning. And then I said, if I'm a mother and I'm feeling like that desperate with my child, I might look left and right and grab something. Imagine how others must be. I just have one child. Imagine those who got 3 and 4. What about the children that came back from studying with multiple children, have to stay at home with their mother and can't find a job because they're overqualified? How desperate are they? You have no freedom with no money.
I'm nothing but a listener right now. I'm letting you speak, my dear, because you are actually bringing forward some situations here that I'm sure that many listening have experienced and have come through.
And you know what? As a man, what crossed my mind? My child's step-in father, not father, but he stepped in and became her father.
No, so you call him a
I call him his
father.
Yeah, a step-in father. When I had no money, I felt bad enough about that when my child wanted something. But let me tell you, when he had no money, and then I couldn't get nothing, and his daughter, devastation. Because who is a man if he cannot provide for his family? That's what his father always told him. If you cannot provide for your family, then you are not a man. It didn't matter how old he was.
Yeah.
It didn't matter that.
But at least he had somebody to tell him that. There's lots of men out there who are not hearing that.
Yeah, but here's the problem. The package was delivered in abuse.
Oh.
It was not delivered in love. The package was delivered in condemnation, in bittery, in physical, mental, emotional, financial control. You see, he's a narcissist and the worst of their kind. And when I tell you that I tell him, do you know what that is? To step into a role that you didn't originally plan to be in, but fell in love with me, therefore you fell in love with my daughter. Instant father. To have the pressure of, I don't want to be like my father, but no other father other than him. How can you be different when all you knew was one thing? It's going to be in you one way or the other.
Yeah.
But me telling him, you a man, if he had no money in his hand, he didn't believe me. Evil, Mr. Moore.
Yeah.
The lack of money is the root of all. Because he would think stuff that he would not want to. As children of God, as believers, you are told that just have faith. It will get you out of that situation. Just believe. So you know what the message was that I received? So then I'm not a believer then. So then I'm bad. So then I don't have no faith. Because if I did, it would have been better. I would have had more money. So that's what you're telling me? When you receive that message, and from kind-hearted, well-intentioned people, by the way, it's just that when you receive a message from that angle, it's not always received in the way how the sender intended it to. And if that sender isn't one who is willing to listen to how it's being delivered, you can cause more devastation. Give you an example. My sister unfortunately lost one of her children. My sister has more than one child. Do you know what someone told my sister at the funeral of her son? Thank God you have more than one child.
The implications after hearing that.
Devastated. He is the only one of his kind.
But maybe that person find that by saying this, they're being comforted.
Right, but here's the problem. Not every message that is delivered is received in the intention that the sender...
It was meant to be, yes. Meant it to be.
See that? So if she returned that to sender, she was like, That's
At
my
all.
only child like that.
Yeah.
What you talking about? I got more than one.
Well, Jesus told a story about being in the position of a shepherd and losing just one out of his flock, which is the flock is many.
What happened
That
then?
one is important.
Oh.
So a message like that probably wouldn't resonate with anybody because all the children that they have means the same thing to that person.
Yes. And
So
I've seen this as well with my very best friend in Holland. Before I chose to leave with my daughter to St. Maarten because we had to fled from Holland from a bad, abusive relationship.
Okay.
I had to leave. There was no choice. It was mentally not safe for me to be there. And when my friend who helped me move lost her son, I never was a mother before. When you would hear people losing their children,
So
you
don't
feel
know what it feels like.
no,
Yes.
you have no clue. You think you know, but you have no clue how it is for a parent. Let me repeat, a good parent, because not everybody who gives birth is a good parent. Just like not every mother is a mother, not every father is a father.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay, the good ones. When you lose that child, there's no pain that can describe, no matter how you try. And when I wasn't there for my sister when she lost her son as much because she had an amazing support. And for me, I would like step back because they got her. They got her. But my friend, they had that support. And I had to do everything, including going to the burial ground. And let me tell you, it didn't hit until she walked down that aisle and saw her son in that casket. And I thought that was it, like the breakdown, and she was still, because she had 3 other kids, small as well. But let me tell you, that walk to that graveyard site, the music playing, the little kids walking, they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
They want to play and it's like aunties and trying to hold the kids and the mother, she just devastated. And let me tell you, you know how you just watch shows where you would see people just lose it when that person going down? And I was like, maybe that's TV,
Yeah.
Missed them.
You saw it for real.
When the music started to play and they put that little tiny, and I mean small casket, because he was 4, small.
Yeah.
And they put that thing on that railing and they pressed that button. I saw my friend physically almost jump in that grave. Didn't care about all the children. Her husband at the time had to hold her back. She went, "You ain't going without me." I get goosebumps just thinking about it. I stood in shock because because in my mind, what about your other kids? You're thinking, what about your other children? And it was then I saw, truly, Maarten, how much children you got? When you lost that one?
You're all in the same. Yeah.
And I thank God she had finances to be able to pay for that funeral. But what about those who lose a loved one who ain't have the money? The lack of money is the root of all evil.
So how do you internalize that now? And I don't want to lose focus here,
Yeah.
because the whole thing is return to sender.
Yes.
Yes. Whoever package it and send it to you,
Correct.
whatever they mean about
Yes.
it, if it doesn't cut it, then let it go.
Yes.
The whole point is you have to reach this place where
Yes.
you have financial freedom.
You have to. And now, when
You got to start doing something yourself.
Yeah.
How do we get there now?
Well, step 1 for me, and I can only speak from experience, you have to acknowledge the fact that you are not happy with your life right now. And own up to it. You have to take responsibility for the decisions that you made in the past that probably were the best decisions that you thought at that time, but now have consequences in your future. Yes, you're better and you're not who you were anymore, but those decisions are creeping up on you, and now they're part of your future, and you can't run from them.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that was finances and lack of it. You have to admit, I was wrong, I'm sorry, and own up and put a plan of action together. How am I going to get myself out of this? And not rob Peter to pay Paul, because I've done that as well. Because when, like I said, when you're that desperate, you ain't thinking about the consequences.
Mm-hmm.
You just thinking, I want to get myself out of this hole.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, if you don't be careful, you will fall into the trap of distraction. And what I mean by that, let's say if there's gossip and melee happening now about something or someone or whomever, you will quicker want to talk about that. Be all involved in that. Hot topic. Instead of what you're really trying to run away from, which is, I hate my life, I hate my job, I hate my husband, I don't like my kids, I don't want to go nowhere, I hate myself. And you want to admit to that. Gotta put those big boy pants and big girl pants on. Stop being distracted unnecessarily and stop being intentionally blind. Intentionally blind, meaning you know you ain't supposed to do what you're doing, but you still doing it. And you pretending you don't know. And look at your finances and look at your expenses and see if those two overlap or if one is more than the other. If you have more month at the end than money, then something is wrong, because rent is increasing and not every salary is increasing and school fee and everything going up. So you gotta figure something out. Take ownership of your responsibilities. Stop hiding and running away and talking about the haters saying this and the people saying that. You know how hard that is to look in the mirror and do that? That's why it's the first step, because everything else is easier after this. You actually watching yourself in the mirror and say, you are the reason why you are here today. Not everybody could do that. But you got to, because if you don't start with you, the consequences are your children's children's children.
But what if there are dependent children involved? You have to think of them as well. And around them, you have to begin to do what you need to do.
Yes.
And they are obviously a part of it.
And you know,
that makes it more difficult, doesn't it?
It makes it more difficult, but not impossible. Okay. Here's the problem. We forget how strong we are. We stand on the shoulders of great individuals who fought lions, slayed dragons, conquered demons, faced their fears. That's in our bloodline. That's who we stand on. They died for us to live how we live now. How dare we say we can't do it?
Yeah. The thing is, a lot of the population of those who are deniers, who say they can't do it, is so big.
Huge. To
the point where it's almost as if the good ones are overwhelmed by the many that are limiting themselves to whatever is meted out to you. Take it and you make the best of it, rather than owning up to you could be the one that is responsible for whether you make it or you don't make it. And let me start with me. Well, let me give a. You could be overrun by the bigger numbers that are doing nothing.
Exactly. But here's one of the things that I hope that listening to my voice, watching me, puts in the ears and brain and soul and spirit of whomever is hearing my voice now. You were born alone and you're gonna die alone. You are your onlyest, longest relationship. Everybody gonna come and go, but you can't get away from you. So you owe you. Period. So it might feel like it's forever. When I was pregnant for 9 months, I thought I was pregnant for 9 years. It was forever. But she eventually came out. And that pain for 9 months went away. It seems like it's forever when you're in it. It seems like no one would understand and you the only person going through it. That's where that evil comes from, Mr. Moore. Because God ain't put those thoughts in there. God ain't saying you are nothing and worthless. Even though you are surrounded by evil. Because hurt people hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
Let's face it. And we may be physically adults, but internally we are hurt children who were hurt by children who became parents and got hurt again. It's a cycle. Because nobody is willing to talk about what the real problem is because they're busy being intentionally blind and intentionally deaf. Because let's slip it under the water. That's why St. Maarten and therapy is such a big thing, but they don't want to listen. That's why counselors are overwhelmed in school because they're not taught from home it's okay to talk about your feelings. That's why they don't tell you go away and study to be a therapist and a psychologist. They go to be a teacher and whatnot. Teachers are lawyers, doctors, psychologists, mothers, fathers. No wonder they're overwhelmed.
The willingness to reach out and coach people to making themselves better, though, is something that not everybody would embrace.
You know why? Because it has not been part of the culture to actually admit that you have a problem and you need help.
Ameera, hold your thought there for a second.
Got it.
I gotta take a break.
Of course, pay the bills.
Just to let folks know that I'm speaking to Ameera Groeneveldt. She is on the topic of return to sender. In other words, if somebody packaged something and handed it to you thinking that's what you deserve, you should be able to evaluate yourself and determine whether you do or not. Sometimes you just need the right direction, somebody to turn you in the right direction. I'll hook you up with Ameera a little bit later, but for the meantime, let me take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue. And hello once again to everyone who is with us today. Welcome back after the break, and I'm here with Ameera Groeneveldt, who is speaking on the topic of return to sender. I don't know if we will get to that return to sender, but I think the primary objective here is to make sure that one becomes free, financially free, to be, in control of where they want to go and where they stand. Ameera, I hear you. We had many steps that lead to know what I believe this financial freedom that you're talking about. In my mind, it has some important components of do's and don't. What you got to do and what you don't have to do.
Correct.
So the question would be, how can you lead someone to take the right steps or put their mindset in the right place in order to be able to get out of the situation and take control of where you're at?
Step one, do you believe and deserve that you should be financially free? Do you believe that you are worth more than what you are being paid on your job, life, whatever? Because honestly, if you don't believe that, there's nothing I could tell you. Because you're going to stay right here. You're going to be nice story, Ameera. Let me go back to my $2. Because I'm familiar and I'm comfortable with lack and settling. Because the unknown is actually getting up and doing something, even if it's for my betterment and my family betterment. It's new and it's scary and it's strange, so...
I think this is an appropriate question. But isn't the system supposed to make some provisions?
Here's the thing. The system is doing what the system has to do, but the system isn't giving you a spoon and it lifting up the spoon and putting it in your mouth.
Okay.
You are responsible for your life. Punt uit in Dutch, point blank in English.
Yeah.
If you continuously look at other people, blaming them for where you are today, you will be forever pointing that finger. It doesn't excuse others for not taking up their mantle, mind you. But what it is doing is telling you, why are you waiting on them to live your life?
Yeah. Also, what about the eventuals, which usually come in packages like somebody discrediting your effort, although you putting all you can out there to try and make it better for yourself, using whatever resources are available. And so they got to be prepared for that too.
Yeah.
Because we have this crab mentality to some day.
Yeah.
I hate to use that terminology.
No, but it's a
best
fact.
describe how we pull each other down when
Crab.
they're trying to
Yeah.
make themselves something.
Before I reach to that, you know what's interesting about a crab mentality statement? What a lot of people don't understand, I believe, which I learned recently, is that those crabs in that bucket honestly ain't care about the other crab going over. That other crab pulling that crab down is not about, I don't want you to get out. That crab pulling that other crab
Because
down.
he want to get
Because he want to get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you see?
Ever look at it that way?
Have you ever
Hardly
looked at
ever.
it that way?
This is
Think
a
of-
little bit eye-opening.
It was for me too. They was like, do you really think the crabs in the bucket pulling each other down because they don't want each other to be successful? No.
Yeah.
They want to get out, and whatever around them, whatever resource, whatever means, if it's a body, I coming over here. So if we have to flip it around, let's have some fun. What if, instead of saying crab mentality as a bad thing, what if we use it as a good thing?
Yeah. Hence the reason why now it's beginning to make sense to me when you say the lack of money
Is
is
the root of all evil.
because you're turning it
Mm-hmm.
on its tail.
Yeah. We
Because
flipping
what we
the
know,
game.
yeah, what we know is the love of it. In other words, I guess they're talking about when you have enough,
Yeah.
you never have enough
Mm-hmm.
because you always want more.
Mm-hmm.
That
And
might be true.
do you know? It's in the Bible, of
Yes.
course, because the love of money. It is. I'm not saying something that is like
doesn't
it
mean that
doesn't
you can't
exist.
go and get it.
Right. But what I'm saying is, if you have to take money and replace money with another word, because people might be like, oh, well, money. Okay, let's replace money with another word. What about power? Too much power is also a root of all evil.
Yes, correct.
But the lack of power, that's not our evil. Because that person in power is not seeing their power, which means they'll be doing good. But too much power. Ooh.
Mhm.
But guess what could happen too? Money also can bring out your truth. Because when you ain't had much, you was a good person. You was a giver, you was a sharer, you love people, you was kind.
Mhm.
But you won the lottery yesterday, $1 million.
And that would earn you a
How are
lot
you
of
today?
friends.
How are you today?
That would earn you a lot of friends.
Yeah, but where will you be?
Mhm.
Will you still want to be giving? Or will you now think,
Well, if you keep giving it, you're gonna get finished.
right, but here's the thing. When you ain't had, you never really hoped much. You
Yes.
settled.
Yes.
You like, you know what? My salary is $800 a month. My rent is this. My children is this. I got 100 left over. And you never went, how can I make more money at the end of the month? You just went, I just got 100, so I got to deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you win the lottery. You win $1 million. Tax free. Ain't matter about the cousins and the friends. Ain't matter about the leech suckers, because they will be there. Matter of fact, they're there when you're broke anyway.
Mhm.
You think they'll wait till you're rich? Please. What will that do to you mentally? Now that you have this power to buy what you want, to go where you want, to no longer be limited, what would you do? See? So money brings out a lot out of people. Are you really a good person? Let me see how they handle money. I will be able to tell you.
What would be the takeaway for you today?
The takeaway, first of all, the opportunity to speak to any individual on this is me being 100% vulnerable, because I know vulnerability changes lives, because that's what it did for me. If one person listening or watching actually understands that they have the power to return to sender, meaning they don't have to accept what people say
about you.
about them.
Yeah.
Send it back. Secondly, there is something that you can do financially in your life that can add, even if it's a couple $100, that would be able to change your life. But you have to be willing to physically commit and do something about it and not expect it just to happen. For myself and my partner, because we know how hard it is to believe in too much money because it might seem impossible, we said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to give persons an opportunity to practice, if you will, exercise their let me be in control of how much money I make out of muscle instead of I just got $100. So we have a simple exercise for anybody who would like to do it. The exercise is going to cost you money because the whole purpose of this is to spend and feel the feeling of money leaving you, knowing that it's an investment and not an expenditure. B, there is going to be an exercise that you're going to have to physically do something to sell this product. Now you're going to have to, on your own, feel, I am deserving to go and approach someone. And when they give me this money, I am deserving of that as well. And then see at the end of it, how not only do you feel, but how has that impacted your life that you were able to invest, make money, and then spend the earned money that if I wanted to make money today, I could. I had to wait 30 days because I chose to make money today by going out or calling or going on WhatsApp instead of scrolling on Facebook for 20 hours and getting lost, doing something with my time. And then I'm with my child or cousin or friend, or if I want to tank up a gas, or if I want cheese on my burger instead of always taking it plain because I can't have the 50 cents. I could do that today. What does that do? Because honestly, if no action comes after inspiration, motivation, encouragement, then you are exactly where you were 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 1 hour ago.
Right at the start.
Right at the start. So this is a simple, when I tell you simple, this product, you have dry skin, I have dry skin. We thought the simplest thing to do is something that everybody has, dry skin. So there's this product that we have, small container and medium container. You apply it to your dry skin ain't dry no more, it's silky smooth, beautiful. It isn't many of them on the market, which means it's in high demand. You're going to have this product, you use this product on yourself, you take a picture before and after, however you creatively want to do it. And then you do what you always do when you love something, you talk about it. When you show them pictures or talk about it, people are going to say, girl, what is that? And you're going to go, girl, I got something in it working for me, you should get it. And they're going to go, yes, I want it. Where to get it? And you're going to go, I have one. I have it for $10 and I have it for $15. Which one you want? They said a 15. You go, you get your money, you get them the thing. You have just earned money. You have just become independent. You're no longer dependable at the end of the month. Now that's a bonus. Now, if you choose to continue or not, that's up to you. But we believe that if you can do something as small as take action and invest, whatever fears that you have, you'll be surprised at the next thing that you have to do in your life that may seem very scary and concerning, that it would not be that challenging. So if anyone wants to do this exercise, invest, then put out, be brave enough to talk, then you're going to get paid. Feel the freedom of finances being able to come to you without permission other than the one you granted to yourself. Then contact me.
And this product is what? What is it?
We call it Dry Be Gone. So let me see. I'm doing it real quick. See how your people there in your Facebook? All right. See my people there? Okay. So you see my little elbow? You see I'm here for Erica for a while, so she dry. So I just take a little bit of that, and that's the best thing about this product. You don't need much. So this is the before, and then it's hyperallergenic, could go on babies. I'm telling you, the ankles, knees, whatever, shin, you got it. And then that's a beautiful, healthy skin right there. This little thing, record that, put it there, put on your WhatsApp status. This is $10, this is $15. You start with an investment of $125, you can make $250. If you do an investment of $375, you can make $750. And if you choose an investment of $500, you can make $2,500 because you either 2x, 3x, or 5x what you invested. And the best part, you could use the product yourself. It's that simple. This is the exercise only for 60 people because we want to be unrealistic. We want 60 people because we want to see who actually is ready. And then in the process, we want to see the experience of before, the fear of, oh God, here's 125 Ameera. Oh, here's 500 Ameera.
Is more there where that come from?
Yes. In June, the rest of the packages and products are coming to St. Maarten. As of today, we're accepting persons who want to start the challenge, 60 only.
Okay.
So it's a 3 parts of investment. You either 2x, 3x, or 5x your investment. If you're saying, I want to make over $2,000, or I want to make over $300, or I want to make $250 because I'm scared, I just want to start small. For us, it doesn't matter what level. We just want you to do it for you so that you can see if I did that. Then what else I can do?
Now let me tell you something. I believe in you.
Oh, I know this.
Because I've monitored you over the years. Don't forget I saw you as a baby running to the alleyway too as well.
Telling the people our business, Wendell. Telling the people our business.
Yeah, left to disappear.
10 years and all that.
But you are so equipped with so much innovations.
Thank you.
Ideas that people can do so much for themselves.
Yes.
And the very consultation or just the talk with you about so much things that you yourself are now identifying yourself with having returned home and lived through much of what you've talked about.
40 years
that can be very discouraging.
Yes, has been actually.
And there are a lot of discouragement that is out there among our people, but they can lift themselves up when opportunities are presented to them.
They have to take
they have
action.
the ability to do it. So let's challenge them.
This is it, and it's
I'm
only
happy
60
to give you the
persons.
opportunity to just reach out
Yes.
and share what you.
And by the way, this isn't just for St. Maarten because everybody watches and listens to this. Any individual listening who wants to participate in this challenge, mind you, only 60. So if you're on Facebook or Instagram, just look for Ameera Groeneveldt, Ameera, Ameera, and Groeneveldt, child, get ready. Groeneveldt. So, but by the time you put Ameera GR, you're going to see me pop up.
She's coming up for you. Yeah.
And if you're on WhatsApp, if you're a WhatsApp person, then our company number is +1721 because everyone needs to know the area code. So +1721 556 1667.
Yes.
Again, +1721 556 1667. So again, the challenge is just for 60 persons. You can either 2x your investment, 3x your investment, or 5x. You're not working for us. This is not an employment thing. This is not a pyramid scheme. This is not a multi-level marketing. This is none of that because I know the Amway, Avon, I know Herbalife. No, this ain't none of that. This is a challenge because I myself was in a position where I had to choose to invest in me or not, and that was scary, and that was just 125. That's why, ironically, the start is 125 because that's where I was. I was scared to invest 125 in me, and when I did it, it was the best decision.
Yeah.
So for me,
So you're putting $125. The effort is going into a tangible product you're getting yourself that you're going out. And
the best part, you don't have to physically go out because you could now with modern technology. Man, you could do a little video, do a little picture. I was on your Facebook now and I here on my YouTube channel. You could just do this or show this or before and after. You don't even need to talk if you're shy. You just before and after because it sells itself. This is why we started doing the challenge with a product that's a self-seller. It's not complicated. It's not tech. It's not a phone. It's not something difficult. It is an ointment that works on eczema, dry skin, lips, foot, ashy elbow, knees, whatever. The easiest product to sell. It is in limited supply, which means it will be in high demand. And we only doing it for 60 persons because we want to see not just on St. Martin. I mean, if you're in Anguilla, Sabre Station, wherever, and you're reaching out, it's just for us to get the products to you and how you'll get us the money.
Yeah.
But a small 125, you could 2x that. I ain't putting out you to do mathematics, but you're going to figure it out. 125 times 2 is, and that's what you could make. If you invest 375 times 3 is. And then if you invest 500, that's 500 times 5 is, and that one I know because I quick with that, 2,500 with just $500 with a product that's a self-seller. Period.
It could sell itself.
It could sell itself. It just need a vessel, which is you.
Yeah.
And you know what's so funny about something like this? This might seem so scary to some people, right? Because it was scary to me when I did it myself. Because I told you, I would have done anything to make some kind of money to feed my child when she was mommy hungry and I had nothing. And that opportunity to do bad was also the same opportunity to do good. I just chose the good.
Let's come back full circle.
Yes.
As far as people determining that you have no value.
Ooh, you return that to sender.
Send it back.
Amen. That wasn't nobody knocking. Sorry, that was my hand on the table. Return and family, child, husband, employee, employer, colleague, whomever. It don't matter.
People don't have good things to say about others, do they?
No, but you know what? Let me put it like this. Some like my therapist told me. Everyone has an opinion about you, and that's their right. And you know what your right is? To not listen to it. And yes, I have a therapist.
That is the most suitable way to wrap things up here today. Everyone might have an opinion about you.
That's okay. But it's also okay.
You have a right not to accept other people's opinion.
You return that to sender.
Return it to sender. And there's a way to be financially free.
Yes, join the challenge. And it's not even a time frame. That's good. You invest a small amount. You either 2x, 3x, or 5x your investment. The objective is to feel the freedom of getting what you deserve, not being told what you should get.
All right. Let me tell you how you can get in touch with Ameera. 1721. And this is not just limited to St. Martin, folks.
Nope.
Regional islands can be a part of this. 1721 556 1667. This is a WhatsApp number too.
This is a WhatsApp number too, yes.
So they can easily go
WhatsApp.
online, send her a WhatsApp and connect with her and get yourself started. Get out of that slump that people say that you belong and make something of yourself.
Exactly.
Thanks
Facebook, Instagram, look for Ameera Groeneveldt or Ameera G.
Ameera G. All right.
Thank you.
That's how we're going to end it for today. I want to thank Ameera for coming in and sharing such valuable time with me and my listening audience and viewing audience. An invitation is extended for you to join me again tomorrow, Wednesday. Come and join me at 12 and we'll have another point of discussion. Or if we even have to consult our listening audience. You take care of yourself. Over to the newsroom we go. Goodbye.